Hey there, and welcome to an update video on Unsung Warriors, a video game currently in development. Today we're going to show you a bit of progression on the arena. This is a place in the game where you'll be able to battle for gold and glory. Let me tell you more about it. The arena is a fighting pit with all kinds of hazards. You can use them to your advantage to take out multiple enemies at once. Be careful though, because the hazards may come back at you. Let's remove the hazards for now. The goal of the arena is to stay alive as long as possible by defeating enemies that enter the battle pit. Take the skeleton for example. Let's take a few good swings at them with our sword. Now we may have beaten one of them, but his friends are very likely around the corner. For sake of example, let's assume we magically win this fight. Now that we've killed some enemies, we'll also have gathered some coins along the way. Every now and then, a salesman will appear and he'll try to sell you some of his merchandise. You'll be able to buy better weapons, there will be some familiar and also some new magical attacks that he has for offer, and you can modify your stats and gameplay with skills. More details about skills will follow in another update. After this, the salesman will disappear and a new wave of enemies will start. But I think this is enough introduction for now. Let's have a look at an actual session that Michael and I had in the arena. So Michael will be playing as the blonde Eva and I will be playing as the red-haired Eagle. And it's good to know that right from the start you'll see a lot of enemies entering the stage. And this is because you can imagine Michael and I have already played this quite a bit, so we're playing at a relatively high starting level. Now, when we release the game, of course, for starting players, or when you first reach the arena, the level will be a little bit lower and will be a little bit more of a learning curve, so to say. Alright, so let's see what we buy in the shops. First sell some things. Yeah, and then one-handed sword upgrade for the both of us. So each playthrough, the arena environment is modified by a random set of hazards, and we can currently see them all on screen. So firstly there's the oil lamps, and when you hit them, they will fall on the ground, catch fire, and burn anything that stands close to where the oil lamp is falling. There's also the spikes on the left and the right, so if you smash enemy into the spikes, they'll die immediately. You can also see the spiked ball. When you hit that, it starts swinging and doing damage to basically anything in its way. And lastly, there are the platforms to allow for some vertical variation. And when you're seeing this, you may be wondering, who's throwing in all the coins and the food? Well, it's maybe good to emphasize that the game is still in development, so there's still a lot of art and animations and features missing. And now we see myself on the right buying a one-handed weapon. And on the left, Mike was buying a two-handed weapon. That does a bit more damage, but prevents you from using your shield. Alright, now there are a bit bigger enemies. So you see, for example, the brute skeleton. He just died, but he's pretty tough because he doesn't stun when you actually hit him. Now you see the bomb thrower in red. You see the goblin spear hanging around. Even more brutes entering the stage. And so we think it's custom for co-op games that even though your objective is to cooperate, it's still fun if there are small sections where you have to compete each other. And an example of that is when the wave is over and the crowd starts tossing coins to the arena, because then of course you want the coins and you don't want them to go to the partner. On the right you see me buying healing magic, and one of the differences between the prologue and the current implementation that we have is that you can equip both an offensive spell like fire or electricity or a bow and healing magic at the same time, because we figured healing is just a little bit too important. So if you're healing and the other player is close, the other player will gain some health as well. It's a great way to help your friend if they're low on HP. So as you may remember from the prologue, if you play with two people and one player dies, the camera immediately shifts focus to the other player to increase their chances of survival, and the other player can then revive the fallen player. Alright, so I suppose you guessed where this is going. Let's forward to the wave where we die. Alright, so you made it to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. That's all we have for now. Just know that everything you've seen is still subject to change. And that's it. Have a great day.